Ahoy there, lads and lassies. That's been something of a long voyage. Longer than I'd anticipated, actually. But we finally reached the end of me giving me thoughts on all the islands across the Sea of Thieves. After this final stretch, of course. So, let's get on with it then. One final ranking. How in the hell did that galleon actually get up there? Anywho, the trading companies are all easily found and conveniently placed for dropping off your loot. Mostly the same for the shops, except for the equipment shop, which be set up all the way over here for reasons unknown. The docks be close to the tavern, and with the ability to dive for your voyages, you can get out of the wilds quicker than ever before. As far as the aesthetic goes, well, surely it loses points for being in the wilds, and for leaving so much litter lying around, but it's not the worst. Trouble is, I'm ne'er happy to wake up here, you see. Again, far from the worst, as I said, but hardly me favourite. C tier. Speaking of the worst, however, Daggertooth. 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 What a travesty it be that the Reapers turned their sights to Golden Sands so long ago, and not this wretched stain on the map. If this had been the target for their campaign, I'd have been leading the charge to demolish the place with me own hand and hook. The ugliest of ugly islands I've ever seen, made no better by the foul stench what be wafting through the air. And of course, how needlessly spread apart every damn thing be. I ain't got nothing so wretched to be comparing it to, but if I did, I can't rightly say who ought to be more offended for it. F tier. Bottom of the barrel. Would set it lower had I a lower place to be putting it. Matter of fact, no. F be too good for it. Daggertooth goes in Daggertooth tier. Anywho, on from an outpost would be terrible. Let's discuss one what only used to be terrible. I ain't rightly sure how many of ye would recall, but once upon a time, yonder volcano were quite the pesky thing for any pirates what sought to drop off their goods, both hard-earned and ill-begotten. Nowadays, you don't have nothing to worry about, aside from, perhaps, the odd bit of careless positioning. Besides that, all the shops and trade companies be nice and compact, all set along one main strip of land, without being so far removed as to be causing no irritation. Overall, I'd honestly go so far as to be giving Mars Peak an A, for vast improvement if nothing else. Next up we got Ancient Spire. A mild inconvenience once upon a time, owing to the tavern being, atop the ancient spire. But it'd be far more amiable now, thanks to one simple addition. Zipline! Whee! Whimsy aside, all the shops and such be nice and close together, and so I've no qualms bestowing it with an A as well. You know, I struggle to find much negative to be saying with regards to Plunder Outpost, but then I struggle to find much to say about it in general. Everything be nice and close together, which I do appreciate, though I will say this, if I get kicked out of that damnable tavern one more time, by thunder, I'll... Begrudgingly, B tier. Next up we got Sanctuary Outpost. Now, when I think Pirate Outpost, this this be likely the first place will be popping into me mind. In much the same way as Smuggler's Bay, it just feels the most like what I imagined the pirate's life to be like, back when I were a wee lad watching the ships sail into port. Everything be a wee bit ramshackle, but it has that island paradise feeling I adore. If ye be looking for a nice beach to relax on, with a tavern merely a stone's throw away, Sanctuary be second to none. S tier. And how could we forget Port Merrick, the shining crown jewel of the Sea of Thieves? You know, most don't realise, but I fought tooth and nail to save this place back when it were just Golden Sands Outpost. Not for no strict allegiance, mind ye, but because it were the place where I oft went to hang me hat and hook after a long voyage, spending all me gold on the finest booze and sleeping off all the mistakes of the night prior. Memories abound on this wee collection of islands. While it be true that the sands of gold have been traded in for a fort of stone, them memories still linger, for as long as this port should stand triumphant. S tier, as if there were ever any doubt. And with that, we've hit all the outposts, as well as everything in each of the different regions. But some of ye would be sharper with your spyglass may have noticed there be a few key locales what ain't strictly fall into any of the aforementioned categories. And good on ye for noticing. After all, what sort of captain would I be had I not come prepared with opinions on every island? That's right, me hearties, hold fast. We ain't done quite yet. A sinister stronghold for skeletal scoundrels, the Reaper's hideout be something of a mixed bag so far as islands go. The hostile architecture for sure gets the point across about the place being, so spooky. But to be frank, it also makes trying to sell things here a bigger hassle than perhaps it needs to be. I mean, what be the point in sailing for the Reapers when the Sovereigns offer much the same, with the added bonus of having a damn harpoon? Also, just as an aside, there's a whole other half to the island which don't be serving the actual purpose. I ain't rightly sure what could be done with it, mind, but still. Well, at least the decor is nice. C tier. Sitting right round dead center of the sea, you'll find a place what ain't marked on no map. The glorious Sea Dog's Tavern, a shining relic of the once proud arena. Now, I were ne'er the sort to participate in the arena back when it were open. I just ne'er got around to it, you see. But seeing this here spire makes me long for times long past, when pirates could assemble for the love of competition, if for no other reason than letting me finally get a peek at the inside of the place. Hey, dear. But speaking of uncharted islands, K9, or Dog Island as I be calling it, it'd be an easy S tier. A plethora of cozy camping spots to rest your weary head, along with the best doggone companion there be on the sea. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Is it you? Yes, it is. Good puppy. Aww. As for N13, well, you might be thinking I'll simply dismiss it for being tiny and nondescript, as I have so many others in the past. But the fact is, there be more than meets the eye on this island. Observe the wreck of the Magpie's Wing, the Pirate Lord's own ship. And beyond that, a hidden cove with secrets dating back to the days of the ancients. That's enough to earn the place at least a B in my mind. And finally, at long last, Tribute Peak, the shores of gold. A truly special place, and one which not all pirates who sail these waters will make the venture to. But them who won't will be all the worse for it. The sheer majesty of this island cannot be overstated, nor can its treachery. I've memories with this place, and tales aplenty to tell. Like how I killed me boss, or how I lost me hand. But them's me stories for another time. For now, all ye need to know is that this be perhaps the greatest island in the entire Sea of Thieves. S tier. And with that, we've completed our definitive ranking for all the outposts in the Sea of Thieves, and indeed every single island as a whole, which I'll be running through now. In S tier, we've got Smuggler's Bay, North Star Sea Post, Fort of the Damned, Shrine of Tribute, Sharkbait Cove, Old Brinestone Fortress, Thieves Haven, Shrine of Ancient Tears, Roaring Traders, Sanctuary Outpost, Port Marrock, Dog Island or K9, and Tribute Peak. In A tier, we've got Lone Cove, Lagoon of Whispers, Discovery Ridge, Plunder Valley, Stephen Spoils, Snake Island, Ancient Gold Fortress, Ruby's Fall, Morrow's Peak, Ancient Spire, and the glorious Sea Dog Tavern. As for B tier, we've got Royal Crest Fortress, Wanderer's Refuge, Mermaid's Hideaway, Imperial Crown Fortress, Crook's Hollow, Old Salt's Atoll, Lookout Point, Devil's Ridge, Fetcher's Rest, Brian's Bazaar, Molten Sands Fortress, Plunder Outpost, and N13. In C tier, we've got Sailor's Bounty, Picaroon Palms, the Shrine of the Coral Tomb, Keel Hall Fort, Hidden Spring Keep, Rapier Key, Crescent Isle, Cannon Cove, the Shrine of Ocean's Fortune, Castaway Isle, Barnacle Key, Chicken Isle, Paradise Spring, Booty Isle, Scorched Pass, Forsaken Brink, Magma's Tide, Galleon's Grave, and the Reaper's Hideout. In D tier, we got every single treasury, Salty Sands, Boulder Key, Sandy Shallows, Lonely Isle, Rum Runner Isle, Twin Groves, Sailor's Knot Stronghold, Sea Dog's Rest, Fool's Lagoon, Lost Gold Fort, Cutlass Key, Mutineer Rock, Cursewater Shores, Flintlock Peninsula, Cinder Islet, Glowstone Key, Brimstone Rock, Flames End, and Roaring Sands. In F tier, we got the finest trading post, Crow's Nest Fortress, Devil's Thirst, Ashen Reaches, and finally, in Daggertooth tier, we've got Daggertooth. Now, one last thing, just for fun. Let's take a wee look at some of the little details about me rankings, aye? 21 islands across the entire Sea of Thieves were ranked as tiny and nondescript. The Ancient Isles were the best ranked region, with 17 islands ranking a B or above, with 11 at C or below. The Devil's Roar were the worst ranked, with naught but 6 islands making it above a B, and 19 below sea level. But don't feel too bad, ye roar enjoyers. these rankings be pretty meaningless. After all, the wilds somehow managed to do better than the shores of plenty. And I hate the wilds. Must be all them tiny and nondescript islands dragging the shores down. All the same, I hope the lot of ye have enjoyed me going about and sharing my thoughts on the islands we pirates call home. It's been a fun journey, though I'd be lying if I said I weren't glad to be leaving it in me wake. The next tale will be something other than a damn tier list, though I might string all the lists together so's you can see them all in one place. Perhaps. Now, wind in your sails, mateys, until we see each other again.